People don't come to Hawaii to go shopping. They come to lay on a tranquil beach and escape the weak winter sun of northern latitudes. And people come to secluded mountain trails and look at the sea from above. People also to spend time at one of the state's many beach parks. A lot of people come to feel the power of the sea and fall asleep listening to the soothing sounds of the ocean waves. Generally speaking, people come for all of those reasons. Not to mention snorkeling at Electric Beach, Honolulu Bay, or Makah to see the turtles at Honu Rock. But to do that, they have to have mast fins and snorkel. Since this is a video about minimizing costs, it makes sense to head to Costco to buy any bulk food or consumable items you anticipate needing if staying a couple of weeks or more. While there, you might as well pick up a set of snorkeling gear for a price equal to or less than the cost of a day's rental in Waikiki. I would like to caution you against buying a full-face snorkel mask. In the full-face masks, CO2 can build up to dangerous levels with any exertion at all. In Hawaii, it's not uncommon to have to swim against the current. Some manufacturers state that their masks are not intended for exercise whatsoever. They are difficult to clear water from should they leak or fog up, especially in rough seas. Most have no ways to get your thumb and forefinger in to pinch your nose so you can blow and clear the pressure in your sinus and ears when submerging. There has been at least one death attributed to these masks and 4 suspected in Hawaii. If you're renting a unit at a condo and preparing and cooking most of your meals, you will need to buy groceries, sometimes every few days. There is also the obligation many feel to buy souvenirs for friends and family back home. The prices are higher in Hawaii than the mainland because the majority of consumables need to be brought in by plane or ship. On the bright side, if you're on Oahu, because it has the biggest air freight and shipping hub, prices for food and other items can be the most reasonable in the state. There are also numerous tiny markets that you can shop at. For general grocery shopping, there are Safeway, Foodland, Whole Food, and others. TAMURA grocery stores and times are usually the best value for your dollar. The locals go out of their way to shop at TAMURA's for the best prices. There are 3 on Oahu. On the northeast, near Laie, there is a Hauula. In the west, Waianae, and in the center, Wahiawa. I'll put their addresses down below in the notes. Then there is Don Quijote. Don Quijote is a Japanese discount chain. In Japan, there are 160 locations, in Singapore 13, Hong Kong 8, Malaysia 3, Bangkok 5, Taiwan 5, Macau 1, Guam 1, and on Oahu there are 3, Honolulu, Waipahu, and Pearl City. The Honolulu and Waipahu stores are open 24 hours a day. Because of bulk buying, they not only have competitive prices on food staples, but for a souvenir shopper, Don Quijote is really a bonanza. If you were limited to only one store on Oahu, I would pick Don Quijote. They have good prices on aloha ware, Hawaiian coffee, macadamia nuts, Asian food items, American food items, Casio watches, chocolates, you name it. Don Quijote probably has it. I have to confess that if I have to do any souvenir shopping, that's where I go first. The prices are often half what you would pay in Waikiki. When I was working, I was often in Asia, and I was always glad to see a Don Quijote because I knew just about anything I wanted I could find there. For Japanese holidays, Don Quijote often has unusual items that almost always are available only in Japan, like these Hina Ningyo for Girls' Day, a unique Japanese holiday. Not a bad gift idea. While not an especially inexpensive place to do some shopping, the Honolulu Festival at the Convention Center every March has many vendors with unusual items. If you find yourself in Honolulu during the second week of March on Saturday and Sunday, it's a good place to go to find things you can't find anyplace else. Usually the evening parade starts at around 4:30. They have people from all over the Pacific Rim, Australia and Fiji. It's very interesting. Surprisingly, some of the Japanese snack food that I became accustomed to, you can buy here cheaper than anywhere else on the island.
Don't forget to watch the fireworks after the parade.
When you do go, the best place to park is at Ala Moana. Parking at the convention center is usually impossible. Ala Moana Shopping Center is less than a mile away from the convention center. This brings us to the Aloha Stadium swap meet, probably the most famous shopping venue in Oahu. It's Saturday and Sunday, and there's over 400 vendors. The advantage here is each vendor is independent. and you can bargain with them on price.
What is the price of the army? Good.
One other store I'd like to talk about is Marukai. It's a Japanese membership store, kind of like Costco. During the pandemic, they opened it up to the public. Now you don't need a membership to go in. In part 2 of this series, we explained how it was a better place to park than the cell phone parking lot when you're waiting to pick up people at the airport. Prices here are similar to Don Quixote. The only real advantage is if you were going to buy Asian appliances like a rice cooker. They're a lot cheaper here. In part 2, how we explained it's a much more pleasant place to wait than the cell phone parking lot, and only about 5 minutes longer to get to baggage claim. If you're on the windward side of Oahu, driving down Highway 83, you might notice a line of people standing outside an older wooden building. This is a Wahiawa HI factory. If you want to try real Polynesian food, this is the place to go. They have kalua pig, poi, lau lau, and a dessert that's the best on the island. It's called Sweet Lady Ice Cream. Warm kulolo with hapia ice cream, taro and coconut. While it's not necessarily cheap, it's no more expensive than any place else on the island. Highly recommended. I hope you enjoy your visit to the islands and that we helped save you a few dollars.